be heading north soon. Okay, they'll be like a video. See, I got some fixing to do, so. Oh well, only something. Yeah, I made it outside. Tyler wants to get it washed up. Actually drove it up here last night in front of the milk house. And well, he sprayed some water on it. And he said, "This stuff don't come off." I says, "Well, yeah, we got grease that's been on there for 50 years. It's not gonna exactly just spray right off." So I went to Napa today to get a few things, and we'll give the old Super Clean a try out. Some guys at Napa, if it works, they're like, I don't know. You try it. I'm like, alright. So, I just used it straight. See, it's starting to melt some of the stuff off already, so maybe it does work, I don't know. Grumpy Farmer gave it a review a while back, and he basically said the shit don't work, so, but maybe it just didn't like him, I don't know. So, alright. Too bad I didn't get you a chance to see him driving it, but I was feeding cows when he did it, so we'll get you a shot here some one of these days and we get her fired up again. So yeah, so we're just working on getting it to grease, so, and he wants to get it painted up one of these days, so once you get the radiator in and everything else. So alright, that's that. Parts came in. Looking at it, I gotta take the oil pump back off. So, you guys remember I said about that, it's gotta take that bolt off, and then this oil housing cover pops right off. Then I can drive it out this way. I have the bushing in the freezer right now, so just trying to, you know, bring her down a little bit. So, yeah. But I'm going to take this part and see if I can't completely screw it up. Hope not. I only ordered one, so. Alright. Yeah, just like that. The new one is in. I pressed it in. Took me a little while to figure out how to put something on there. Get it to press in. So why not use a wrist pin out of a 4440? Right? Perfect. Alright. Bushing's in. Oh, this part here slips down into here and steadies everything, so we're good to go. So I'm clean this up, put it back together. So probably call this good enough for the night. It's getting late enough here. Chores got on a little longer tonight than the guy likes to, but let's have a time, right? Just like that, it's in. Alright. Power shift clutch pack is engaged. Alright. That's kind of goofy how they did that. This plate here, this outer plate here, there's a gasket in between. It's in the right spot. And then, sorry if you don't like blood, but I'm bleeding. If you ain't working, you ain't bleeding, or if you ain't bleeding, you ain't working, alright? Alright, and then there's this gasket here, This is the old one. She's actually in pretty good shape, but anywho. That goes on the back side of here. And all of that is just kind of free floating until you get it in. I'm trying to get the blood out of my hand. It's already dried out. I didn't even know. Anyways, so what I did is I just ran a bolt through here before I carry it over from the table. I kind of hold everything and just kind of got her. The best way to do it too, there's another shaft behind here that goes into your transmission and it runs your PTO. I stuck it inside the clutch pack first and then tried to get it in here. That's not the way to do it. You put that shaft in side towards the transmission side and then you slip the clutch pack onto that. Works pretty good. It went a lot better than I thought it was going to go, but you know, this thing weighs about 100 pounds or better. If you don't believe me, ask John Stevens. Anyways, but it's in the perfect spot for me for lifting. It's my height. It's not over my head. So if you guys remember way back, if any of you guys have been that long subscribers, when I put the turbo in the 7450 self-propelled harvester, that thing was 101 pounds and I lift the turbo over my head, and that was one hell of a challenge because I have a bad shoulder. So actually went in good, so torqued in, ready to go. Yeah, that was all we got done here today for this project. The rest of the day was kind of a disaster, and I'll maybe bring you back and tell you guys about that. There's a few of you that kind of want a little bit know more about the whole milking procedure and how things work, and it was kind of a catastrophe this morning, so things turned into one thing, and it's all to do from the cow that actually we were getting out of the milking parlor here a few days ago, that the halter broke and she fell back and messed up the pipeline. Well, she messed up the pipeline more than what I really realized, so I'm gonna have to get some help on that deal. But that's that. Hopefully you guys can't hear that in the background, but you're probably gonna, but you don't hear that. So all right, that's tonight, one piece at a time. always been poor. A lot of manure down there. Should have stayed woods, I guess. But yeah, got the last field cut, or strip, or whatever you want to call it, patch. Yeah, it's a patch, 3 acres. Takes longer to cut it than what it should. Because you're always turning around. That's where a self-propelled disc mine would be really nice on a farm like this. You get a lot more done because you can spend less time turning around. Alright, well, about that time of day again, back at chores. Just after next night's milking here, I was going to do a video earlier and thinking about morning milkings. I kind of don't want to mess around much. I just like to get done, and I don't ever really do too much video in the morning because my mind's on just getting done and getting out of the barn and you know, doing a good job in here, but getting done and getting out and getting other things done. So I was going to tell you guys about the trouble we've been having. Do explaining on the pipeline. I got to wash down yet, so so the pipelines are they have vacuum. When you are milking, there's about 12.4, I don't know what they call it, mercury pounds per vacuum for the vacuum in the pipeline. But the pipelines, all the vacuum does is just help pull the milk out of the cow. And then there's these lines here. This is your pulsation. You're wondering, some of you guys know exactly what I'm talking about, and some of you guys have no idea. So these goes up into this little manifold here, and you have front and rear pulsation. And these lines here go in to your inflation. I just have changed inflations here today. Somebody took the box out already. I must have thrown them away. Anyways, all right. This is your okay. This is the shell, the stainless steel shell, and this is your inflation. Okay. There's in between here. There's this rubber inflation, and then inside here, you know, there's a wall. So you got your stainless steel shell, and then you have your inflation, which is a tube, and then it puts vacuum inside there, and then that pulsates and squeezes on the teat. So it squeezes and lets go. It squeezes and lets go. There's a pulsator up there on the line. Here, I'll climb up there quick and show you. Alright, this is your pulsator. Yeah, it's a little gritty up here, but all this does is there's power that goes to, there's a solenoid on each side. There's 2 solenoids on this setup. Some setups are a little different, but they're pretty much the same. So you have power here, here's your ground, here's your power. You wouldn't be touching them when the pulsation is going because you're going to get a shock. So anyways, there's a board up in the box where the everything is in there. Up there in the milk house, you can see inside the box. So there's a pulsation board in there, and it sends power to this side back and forth. And there's a setting on there. You can set it for how long you want it to hold and then let go and everything else. That's how that works. Okay. Hope I'm not getting too far. That's how that works. And then there's vacuum in these line that goes to your pump. This shares the same vacuum as your pipeline. Okay. Oh, here the wash is going. Anyways, That's all the vacuum does. If I clarify that. Okay, the pipeline, once it gets in the pipeline, it's a different, if there's a vacuum in there, but the vacuum doesn't pull the milk down. You know, it's just a different atmosphere. It's a lower pressured atmosphere, higher pressured, I always want to say it. The pipeline has to be sloped. So this end's the higher end and this end's the lower end. I haven't got in here yet, and I gotta do some measuring and see what the heck's going on, but I have a slope in the pipeline. The other morning we were milking. They have 3 milkings in a row, one morning milking, a night milking, and another morning milking. The last morning milking was the worst. There's a slope in the pipe, which you don't want. You can live with it if you learn how to live with it, but if you can fix it, you're better off. I gotta turn that sucker. I'll bring it back. I gotta turn that quick. That's just a shut-off valve. Somehow they get twisted around from the milkers getting off and on, and they eventually rotate, and then they shut themselves off as they bounce while you're washing, and it's a pretty simple deal. So anyway, a slope is not good. For one thing, it doesn't clean right, and you always have some milk sitting in the pipeline after milking, and you don't get all your milk out. That's not so bad, but the bad part is when the pipeline washes, there's 3 rinses, or 3 washes. One's just a rinse, then you have your sanitized rinse, then you have an acid rinse. And everything's supposed to flow and drain back out in between washings, but it's not flowing back out. So what we're getting is acid sitting in the pipeline somewhere, and once the milk from the next milking hits the acid, well, acid and milk don't work together very well. It turns into a snot, a really bad snot. It turns into a big white snot clump. Anyways, and that'll roll down into your saver jar, and then it'll go into your filter, which is in there. It's just I'll show you that sometime. It's washing now. And then you slip this is your milk filter. You slip your filter into there, and your milk gets filtered through that. So then what it does, that snot hits that filter, plugs it up. Well, it cannot pump it to the ball tank. It backs up in here, and it goes up into there, and it fills this up, and then there's this trap ball we put in there for emergency such as that, so it doesn't suck the milk all the way up and into your vacuum system, your vacuum pump. And so what it did, we finally figured it out. That milk that was getting mixed with acid was stuck in the line, and then while you start milking, then it turns everything into snot. It just ruins your day because you have to stop milking and change that filter, and the filter's for many different reasons, just to clean the milk. And that's one of the reasons if something happens like that, so your milk in your ball tank doesn't get contaminated. But that's what we figured out. First we thought we had a cow that was bad, but the amount of it looked like a cow with really bad mastitis, but the amount of it, if a cow would have that, she would be on her deathbed because it was so much. So that's how we kind of figured it out, because we were stripping cows, and we basically always strip the cows to see if they have any mastitis or anything, high Semitic cell. So why the pipeline got out of whack is because the cow hit this area of pipeline. So I'm not sure. I have to get in here and measure it. I'd really like to find out if I could talk to them guys that do the milker systems, if they have a laser they could set in here and laser it to see if it's make it a lot easier, but I can do it with a tape measure too, so that might end up doing that. So I'm trying to explain it as best I can. If you have any questions, put in the comment section. I'll try to explain it, whatever questions you have. So how we're getting over this problem is that I run an extra rinse right now before I start milking through the pipeline, just to push the acid back out. It's been working, but the pipeline, you've got to be, milk's tested every load of milk, so it has to be clean. Your pipeline, if you got slopes in your pipeline, it's not getting clean well, so it's something that has to be fixed. So yeah, so the saga goes on about the cow in the milking parlor and yada yada yada. So that last morning they finally figured out was actually yesterday morning. We plugged the sock 4 times until we kind of really figured it out. It's not cow, it's pipeline. So that really sucks if you do it 4 times. You get a, that's why these blue barrels are here, because that receiver jar is plump full of milk. It doesn't dump the milk, but you have to dump the milk into barrels, especially if that receiver jar is full and the pipeline's full of milk, to be able to change that filter. And that wash is not running here right now, so I can try to show you that filter. So that's what it looks like. So your milk goes on, your raw milk goes on the outside of that, and then it gets pushed through to the inside of that filter. Right now that O-ring's off for washing to let debris go by, and so it washes. That's kind of how we do it, I guess. So it gets filtered before it goes into the ball tank, and it gets filtered when it gets to the creamery. Same deal. They have the same kind of a filter, much larger and much bigger for the amount of milk that's coming off the milk truck. So I'm gonna put that back on when I got 2 hands. So alright, that's the problem we're dealing with now. So we actually took us an hour longer the other morning to milk cows, and that sucks. So but I kind of figure out what's going on, so it's not taking as long now. So alright, this has gone on way too long, and any questions, I'm gonna wash parlor down, call it a day. Alright, this video's gone on way longer than I wanted to, so I was gonna try to put this tractor back together tonight, but it's been sitting here so long the tires are square. So I'm gonna have to just open the door and kind of get her, I think the best idea is I'm just going to go open the door. I'm going to move a few things and stuff that's sitting so long, piled up behind it too, and push it forward with the skid loader. So I'll just get on the backside there and get it off this flat spot anyway. So yeah, so some of you guys are hoping to see it running in the next video, or this new video coming up. Nope, sorry guys. Suspense goes on. It'll be running. It's coming soon to a YouTube video near you. But she's ready to go back together. Gasket's sitting there waiting to be smashed for, well, as long as it's going to be smashed. And put the rest of the battery boxes on, and probably have to get new batteries. I don't know. But anyways, we're getting close. We'll just get this old girl in, going and back together and running, and the other one's gonna zing zang right back in here, and I'm gonna get that one as quick as I can here. I want to have that one going too, so that shouldn't take so long. I got all my parts ordered: clutch plates, clutch discs, springs, O-rings, throw-up bearings, all. I pre-ordered that. I've done that tractor but 3 times. This will be a 3rd time now, clutch, so I know what I need. So I'm not a rookie on that one. So alright, it's gone on long enough. Well guys, thanks for watching, and maybe you'll see it run in the next video. Depends on when it all goes on. Yeah, so thanks for watching. Like I said, gave a question about the milking system and this and that. I'm gonna do a little bit more milking system stuff too, because somebody was I know one of you guys are interested in some of the stuff. So put in the comment section you want to know more or know less, or I didn't explain things right, or whatever. That's fine. Jeff, Raymond. And thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next one. See ya.